Well, if that Somalian referee, if that doesn't get overturned, you might as well forget the whole thing.
Lads, I have 25 minutes to wrap this podcast
Go on,
up.
girls.
You're talking way too much on this podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you...
I'll just make a few calls.
lads talking online again, for fuck's sake.
if you could just kind of stop talking.
Middle-aged
Question 4, right? Who's going to win it?
Hello and welcome to Conversations with Cornelius. I'm a comedian. This podcast is about my life, my wife, my likes and dislikes, hurling, football, movies, sex, drugs and rock and roll without the sex, drugs and rock and roll. There are going to be special guests and always regular contributors, but mostly it's going to be me and my main squeeze, the wife. So sit back, relax and enjoy Conversations with Cornelius.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello,
ladies and gentlemen. I think we have, yeah.
Oh,
hello,
brilliant.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another episode of Conversations with Cornelius. I'm your host, Cornelius Patrick O'Sullivan, and I'm delighted to be here. I have an absolutely fantastic podcast lined up for you. What's the crack with yourselves? Let me know how you're getting on. I'd like to know just a little bit of kind of few bits and pieces with myself. Since I've been talking to you last weekend, absolutely fantastic weekend. I had my young fella's 7th birthday. Turned 7, Hunter Cornelius.
Lovely guy as well.
Yeah, give it up for Hunter. Yeah, fair play. Now, the only thing that I didn't enjoy was we had a birthday party with about 755,000 kids, and I got some sort of a stomach bug off one of them, and then I couldn't stay in the bed that night. I was on the toilet from about fucking 2 o'clock right up until I'd say midnight the same day, just coming out of my hole like this, like not to be graphic or anything but it was disgusting, and I missed the Munster final because of it, and I couldn't bring my young fella. So do you know what?
That was a blessing, really, in some ways.
I was at it.
Yeah,
it was raining,
just for you,
Yeah, and it was. Do you know what?
Well,
I actually have to say no. I didn't mind because I go to a lot of the games. I didn't mind actually watching it at home for it's actually nice to watch it on the box, especially when you fucking lose. Especially when you lose.
And it's raining.
I suppose I enjoyed being there as well.
Tell us what was your experience about it
as well,
your first game this year was?
No, I've actually
Munster finals.
No, it's actually another one, and I'm hoping to get a ticket for the final and the semi-finals if they get there.
What about the quarterfinals?
No
interest.
No, because I think we'll probably destroy Offaly, so I wouldn't.
I'm going. I like the quarterfinals.
No, I actually might be.
Yeah.
Well, I like hurling. I don't say I'm not as big a fan as you are, but I mean, I would be very interested in hurling, and it's an incredible. Without being cliched, I was watching it, trying to take little videos here and there. In fact, if I was popular enough, one of my dreams would be to convert everyone to hurling around the world, to get all people around the world, because it is it's the best thing about being Irish, I think.
Yeah, it's a phenomenal sport, an absolutely phenomenal sport, and that match on Sunday, for the players that were on the pitch, Jesus Christ Almighty, nobody gave an inch. Nobody gave an inch, and there's a lot of lads getting criticism. Now, Cork lost by a point, just in case you living under a rock or you're, you know what I mean. Cork lost by a point.
Rock creatures,
it's just.
Unless you live under their rock.
Oh, that's a hurling reference.
Yeah, back to years.
Delayed with that, no.
Years ago, back to the 90s.
That was my year, actually. I went
99.
That year.
No, actually,
2005. I went to every game in 2005, but then I drank a full bottle of brandy before the final, and I missed the final.
Yeah. So did you go to that game, the final?
No. I missed it. Yeah, I fell around the street in Dublin, but I had a drink problem at the time. Anyway, go on with the positive stuff.
Tell us about the positive stuff. Going to the match. You were at the match. Tell us about what's the experience of being, because you were on the terrace and it was pissing rain. And come in closer to the mic there, lads. I'm just getting a sign there. We were on the terrace. It was in the pissing rain, and what was it like? As I'm not being disingenuous now. I'm not a hurling fan snob. I think everybody can love the game. You don't have to go to all the games.
Thanks,
and I know that you've gone to a lot of games in the past. But what was it like? What was it like now standing on the terrace in the pissing rain?
At the risk of chucking out cliches, I always love being at hurling games and thinking it's so unusual for rival fans. I mean, Limerick and Cork would have serious beef, I think, even as cities. And they're two of the top teams in Ireland at the moment. I think most people would probably concede Clare there or thereabouts, but it would seem like these two teams very likely will feature again in an All-Ireland final. And yet the fans are kind of mingling before, after and during the game. I think that must be the only sport in the world I can think that that's the case without any fear of, I don't know, is there any history of violence in GAA stadiums, which
Just
is
on the
incredible.
pitch.
Just on the pitch, yeah.
A small bit of it is creeping in. A small bit of, and it's mostly, and between the Limerick and the Cork fans, I've experienced a fair share of it now. Verbals, but
The
Physical
verbals.
violence, so
but it's not physical.
we
really.
wouldn't have any Man United and Liverpool fans like in
No.
the same section
Rangers,
or anything like
Celtic,
that, Rangers
no.
and Celtic or anything like that. So there's that I marvel at. Then it's just the pure speed, finesse, and skill of the game. I'm just in awe. I feel privileged to be watching it. And like, it wasn't the best game. It was just very competitive.
Yeah.
And then in terms of the drama, like at one point, I think Cork was 6 points up. At one point, you're kind of thinking, you know, to the uninitiated, you're like, okay, Cork are going to win here. They're in the ascendancy, and just how quick it can kind of turn around. I just marvel at how competitive the game is, how good it is to watch, the spirit in which it's played. I think it's the very best of Ireland. I really do. It's the very best thing that we can, like, if you have got friends coming from like, I have somebody coming over to Ireland now who wouldn't have seen a GAA match before in July, and I'm going to bring her to a game if I can, even if it's like a club game or something or other, like, you know.
Well, you couldn't be doing a better justice to, like, it is the Irish culture, like, wrapped up in 60 minutes.
With the exception of the language, I think it's number one.
Yeah. But even if you go to a big match, like, you know, you have a Raw and a Vian as well at the start, so you have a little bit of it. And like, sometimes what you'll see, and I've noticed a lot of matches this year's, like, before the band would just play a Raw and a Vian, but now they're getting like singers from, like, you know, from the county, either the counties that are playing, singing it absolutely beautifully in our native tongue. And then you have the mingling of the different counties. You have our traditional game, and then you just have the compassion or the passion.
I'd like to correct myself there, Con, because I went to a game with Sully, I think it was last year, and he actually got stuck in someone from Tip, all right?
Yeah, you were there as well. No, there is a lot of sledging, all right?
There is a lot of sledging.
There's a lot of sledging, but like, it's kind of
blows with an elderly.
And it does kind of spill over. You know, there is kind of, you know, fellas,
Sully.
there is every couple of years some kind of sideline schmozzle that kind of ends up on RT News, like, you know what I mean? So it's not perfect, you know. But overall, like, you know, or you're like around the city, or if you're in Thurles or Croke Park, and like, even after one of the All-Irelands or the All-Ireland semi-final, when Cork stopped Limerick from the 5 in a row, like, we were in the hotel afterwards, and I was expecting like Limerick fans to be down. They were enjoying themselves, and they were kind of gracious in defeat. Like,
I remember the All-Ireland last year.
It's kind of unique, like,
it is unique,
sport like that, like, you know. And like, I won't name the bar, but I was in a pub after the game. I was kind of reluctant to go in there because I heard that Micheál Martin tends to go in there at the end of games. But the spirit in which the Cork fans took the defeat as well, I think, is kind of unusual. Like, I just don't, you know, again, if you compare it to association football in England, I'd imagine there'd be a lot of kind of like booze ups and beat ups afterwards, like, you know.
Well, I suppose I'm equating it now to the last 2 All-Irelands, and we lost both 2 All-Irelands, and I stayed in Dublin last year with my family, and we went out after the match, met my father, and we had a few drinks afterwards, and there was a big Cork contingent there, and we were all absolutely devastated. I was devastated beyond belief. And I like that was a particularly painful match.
Yeah.
However,
I think a Munster final is different in this context, so isn't it? Because you've one eye on the All Ireland, I suppose.
It is. But however, you are actually right. After, like, misery loves company, and we were all in there together, and we were all lost together, and there was a bit of a sing song, and there was a bit of there's something lovely in that as well. And it is quintessentially Irish, and I think you are doing a great job by bringing anyone from who has never seen a game of hurling to a game of hurling, particularly if it's a championship feel to it. You know, if you took them now to a league match or something like that, a club match, it still does. When it's championship, it's just a different. And when it's knockout championship, that's why I think there's a little bit of a backdoor for Cork here now. We're playing Offaly in a couple of weeks' time. Hopefully we can get over them, and then we'll have Galway, and we might have a chance, as you said. We might have a chance of coming up against Limerick, and that's one of the greatest rivalries we have ever encountered since Kilkenny back in the late 90s and early noughties. You know,
I'm starting to really
hate Limerick.
Yeah, I am.
Brilliant,
I actually am. Yeah. And I wouldn't be like, because I mean, we've had discussions about this over the years. I never had that hatred for Kilkenny that Sully had. I mean, hurling is his number one thing. Like, whereas I was more of an appreciator of the game, and I thought they were at times good to watch. I think this Limerick side now are getting just really dirty. Like, I thought they were quite filthy, like, in the second half. Like,
they're very physical.
Yeah, like
the skill has gone down a bit, and the, we're going to win any way we fucking can, I think, has gone up a little bit. I think, like,
Limerick kind of, I'm a fan of theirs, because they kind of took up the kind of mantle of that kind of passing game that Cork would have started, and they took on some of Kilkenny's kind of, you know, swarming and tackling and all that. Like, so
I thought the shithousery last day, like, sticking the flag in the turf and all that kind of stuff.
Well, But like in terms of the actual
shades of Graham Souness Galatasaray.
Yeah. With like the actual game, like shades I still, Rangers, like. Everyone's doing the kind of pulling and dragging now. Like that wasn't like Cork were kind of refusing to draft for years, and that was one of the reasons people were saying that we weren't kind of.
They were dirty on the day. Like there was a couple of fouls in the latter stages where they were like, we're getting over the line here.
No, well, like they do play in the edge. Like there's no doubt about that.
Well, the thing I'd say about Limerick, I'd be kind of in the same camp as yourself, Sully. Yeah. Like I mean, like you'd have to grudgingly respect them, but like it's not a level playing field. This is my issue with Limerick. It's not a level playing field. JP McManus is behind. There's huge money there. Paul Kinnerk. Caroline, the sports psychologist, Currid, I think is her surname. They're like the players don't have to worry about anything. You see them, they're like action men. They're poured into the jersey.
Big men,
like I'm not saying Cork aren't being looked after in that respect. They certainly are, but like these guys have absolutely everything. There's no but
it's up to Cork then to get to that standard.
To get a JP in,
like it's a bitter, it is a city, like
like it is a bit of a like they were saying the same about the Kilkenny.
It's supposed to be a soccer podcast.
Yeah, the great Kilkenny team that like. They just had all these players coming at once as well. Like, so you can say it's down to the conditioning and all that. Like, but just to get all those lads, like some of those Limerick lads could have easily ended up playing rugby just to get them that they all happened to be getting into hurling at that time.
Can I say one more thing? And I presume you're eager to kind of get on. But what blew my mind is
no, I'm grand.
The way it was.
No, let's just stick to the hurling. To be honest,
Sully both have
I much prefer to talk about the hurling.
I love hurling. But I was surprised at the manner in which Limerick celebrated the win.
Yeah,
like it looked that like was they a great won the All Ireland. Yeah,
well, I see. If you think of last year, right? So they were going for an all merciful, never before hit record of 6 in a row, right?
5 in a row.
Or, they were going for 6 in a row last year, wasn't it?
Oh, in Munster.
In Munster, yeah.
Oh, yeah. I was thinking of the
And Cork went and remember they played Cork in the championship last year.
To
and
the
they
record.
Absolutely hammered us.
Yeah.
And then we went down to the Gaelic grounds, right? And I was lucky enough to be there. It went to extra time and I went to penalties and we won on penalties.
That's right.
Yeah.
The explosion of joy from us. I can remember myself bawling, crying right up the top. Strange men that I've never met before were hugging me with tears rolling down their face. It brings out something in you.
That happens to you anyway, though.
But everybody spilled out onto the pitch, and I was myself jumping around the same way as the Limerick fans were doing this year. So I do think the rivalry builds into that as well. So when you do beat your closest rival in their backyard, and
because I interpreted it as if like the fans are aware that their hegemonic control of Munster might be coming to an end, and that Cork are coming. And so, like,
it's a great sign for us. Yeah,
I thought it was a good sign for Cork.
Yeah,
it reminded me of, like, I think Celtic won a League Cup one time towards the end of Neil Lennon's tenure, and we were kind of starting to fall apart. And Rangers dominated the game, and we won. Like, we shouldn't have won it, and we just erupted because, like, that's probably the last time we're going to beat them in this kind of sequence. It felt a bit like that. I think Cork looked good.
I hope you're right.
A lot of good young players coming through. Yeah. I think the future's bright.
I think for the Limerick lads as well, you have to kind of remind yourself that they've missed 2 All-Ireland finals that they didn't get into. Granted, they won Munster the year before last. So, like, they've actually been kind of out. It seems like they haven't been out of it, but they actually have. And I'd say they were, as you were saying, they were maybe thinking, that's it now, we've too many miles in the clock. But, like, they're actually not that old as well. Like, you've a lot of... No. So, like, I think,
they're like late 20s, early 30s. Like, Gillan is 31. Cian Lynch is 29, I think.
Yeah.
Hagerty's around 28, 29.
They don't look as awesome as they did a couple of years ago. Let's be honest. Like,
they're looking beatable.
I mean, they're looking more catchable. I definitely think. Now, I also think, like, if you look at Aaron Gillan on Sunday, Aaron Gillan's one of the best hurlers of all time. And they took him off with 20 minutes to go.
Right.
He had a really poor game by his standards.
Yeah.
So
he was kind of coming back from
the strength and depth then as well.
This is it.
And the courage of
and the courage to take off one of the greatest hurlers of all time. Like, I think they have a lot going in their favour. They're definitely they're definitely worthy champions of the month. So I think they deserve this, even though it was only a point. But I would not write Cork off.
We were a good segue into the soccer there if you want.
I have to finish my intro.
That's fine. That's fine. I'm going to go to sleep.
But I think this is a kind of, if any of the Cork lads are watching, like, I think they just have to go for it. They have to believe that they're the young coming team.
Lads, you have to go for it.
You have to go for it, like.
Come on, lads.
They must believe.
Coming team.
And
achieve.
They must believe that they have the legs in them. Like,
and if any of you want to come to a round with me for the funeral, just let me know. But you'd have to get your invitations in. Well, I'd send my invitations out, but you have to get your RSVP in.
Well, it might be clashing with the Offaly match, man. I'd say they're probably going to pick.
I'm mortified.
Yeah.
I'll have to rethink that.
Yeah. I thought you were going to the. How can you go to the funeral in Iran and go to the Offaly match at the same time?
When does this come out?
This is coming out next week, guys. I've got a bit of news.
You have to edit that bit out.
Yeah.
I got a bit.
It's already on the internet.
Drunkard.
I got a bit of news. I'm playing the Sugar Club in Dublin on the 10th of December. It's my biggest show outside of Coonte Corky ever.
That's class, man.
Yeah, it's class. So pull hard. I'm doing the second leg of my tour is kicking off in September. I have loads of dates on my website, corneliuspatrickosullivan.com.
Brilliant.
Check them out. Last thing before we get into the podcast is my Patreon. There's a link in the bio if you want to support my work. I would love you to come over. I do a podcast every week with my wife on that as well, and there's other few bits and pieces. Go over there and sign up to that as well. $5 a
or
month.
Mine.
Or Tig's as well, but definitely mine more so. Like, do you know what I mean? He's doing great. Like, he's flying to Iran and everything like that. He's like, you know.
But through Patreon.
Yeah.
You know,
so he doesn't need it as much as me.
Yeah.
But look,
Either one.
Sully, have you got any Patreon or anything like that coming along?
Well, they can buy some of our songs or download them or listen to them.
Through my Patreon.
Yeah. Actually, you need to put them up there, actually.
Yeah.
So
I'm going to go and do that now.
Yeah. Just take it that it'll be done and just may as well just be sign up and then you'll get them uploaded, won't you?
I think
I'll do that in the morning. I will, bud. That'll be done in the morning, lads. Those songs will be live in the morning.
Lads, you have to believe in yourself. You're going to win.
Guys.
I know, do you know what I meant? Like, guys, we're the oncoming team. Like,
I'm trying to do
that was me and Black Rock Terrace. Sorry.
We're 16 minutes in and I'm still in the intro.
Yeah.
Do you know, you have to be gone by 8 o'clock.
I thought you wanted to talk about hurling.
Well, it's a World Cup podcast.
But Tyga's going to be singing the Parting Glass over in Tehran there at the funeral, like, you know.
Well, actually, I was supposed to do the eulogy, but that's right, right?
I don't know, like, are they aware of what's going on? Do you want to make people aware?
I don't know, is this piece of content going to work for me with either of my audiences?
Okay, I'm going to bring you two fools onto the podcast, right? This week on the podcast, I welcome two long-time regular contributors. They're with me since the genesis of this podcast, way back in the COVID days. They are a cantankerous pair of fuddy-duddies whose opinions I have absolutely no authority over. So, you know, sharp minds, acerbic tongues, and mischief that would make a bowl of M&Ms mixed with Smarties look normal. Ladies and gentlemen, may I please reintroduce my friend and yours, Tig and Sully.
It's got a bit John Splash towards the end.
And my friend and yours, fair play to me, Tig and Sully. Oh, I actually love John Spillane, actually.
Me
John,
too.
if you're watching this, I'd love to get you on the podcast at some stage.
I'd say I could make that happen for you. Because he's been knocking around my area. Yeah. He's from Passage.
Are you living in Passage?
Oh, shit.
He's after...
Doxing yourself.
Like, they could just fucking take out the whole of Passage to get rid of you.
Iran.
Passage East.
Passage 2. Yes,
he's in
the Middle East.
Well done.
Yes.
Passage.
Con, it's an honour to be here. Thanks for having us. Sully, speak.
Huh? Oh, thanks for having us. I have a few more points kind of to make on myself, but I'll leave one for the next one.
Guys, I'm going to play trending topics with Cornelius Patrick O'Sullivan, right?
Let's do it.
But what we're going to do is, because we're flying through this podcast, we're actually not going to, like, you know, pontificate too much on these topics, all right? Okay. And we'll get into the belly of the feast. But before we do that, could you join me in a trending topics with Cornelius Patrick O'Sullivan? On the count of 3. 1, 2, 3. Trending topics with Cornelius Patrick O'Sullivan. Oh, that was lovely. That was very nice.
No worries,
very
man.
Nice.
Thanks. Still can't get a gig.
Hashtag fake news. Hashtag fake news. Very easy, very straightforward. We all know what fake news is.
Okay.
Let's talk about it. It's trending there. I have
no idea why it's trending.
None of us have an idea.
No idea.
Pass that over to my handsome assistant.
Is it to do with
the interview in the rain?
It's probably. I think I know what it is actually.
Well done, Sol.
Trump walked out of an interview there over the weekend, isn't it?
That's it.
That's it, isn't it?
Yeah. And he was calling
body and souls.
That's it. That's all I know about it. But like he was.
What's your opinion of Trump and his
fake news
rhetoric?
Is kind of it's a bit. it's a bit last year, like, isn't it? It's kind of he needs to come up with a new catchphrase, like.
Oh, that's a good.
Fake news is kind of like 3 years ago. Like,
to be fair to him, though, like the amount of people who've adopted the phrase, though, blows my mind. Like people in all walks of life now say fake news, like kind of either knowingly or unknowingly echoing the Trump perspective.
It's
that
like
surprises me.
It's like his crooked Hillary thing as well. It's like it's in your head forever. Like, you know,
Yeah,
if you
yeah.
it's kind of like if you throw
Sleepy
enough
Joe
shit at the
Biden,
wall,
like.
eventually it'll stick. Like, so
Yeah.
he might be onto something.
Yeah,
Do you want me to jump in and save the
Jump in.
segment?
Please.
Yeah.
I think it's incredible to watch.
Sully, I thought it was good.
Yeah.
where journalism is, that like we're all kind of shocked that somebody's put like some tough questions to the leader of the most powerful country in the world. I think that's quite shocking.
Yeah.
And he's shocked by it as well.
Yeah.
So he's normalized the thing of like, you know, you just, and I suppose he's got only people in the room who usually kind of agree with him, like unequivocally. I did think it was funny. There was a thing on Twitter of he was against the idea of having a woman president because they would be hysterical, and that's quite a right-wing talking point. And he's the most hysterical man baby perhaps the world has ever seen.
Yeah. He stormed out of that interview. Like, he stormed out of that interview. It's baffling. It's baffling. He's just. And that it just seems to be and it's normalized and accepted now by the world, which is just.
And who was it with? Was it CNBC? Was it or?
I think it was.
Or is it?
Well, let's just fact check that out.
Yeah, because like it's one of his fake news. Like he always says CNN and
CBS and all them.
Yeah, CBS and CNBC are the kind of
Any
they're
the
the
left-leaning,
centrist kind of. They're not left wing by European standards, but they're kind of like they're not his guys. Like, so he just calls them all fake news. But like, it's getting a bit boring, isn't it?
It is.
This podcast?
No, just like the fake news thing.
No,
like,
this podcast is actually getting more and more interesting.
Is it? Yeah, it's only gearing up.
Yeah,
is it?
yeah.
Brilliant.
like just kind of walking out of interviews. Not it's just like, come on, man.
It's a bit rock and roll, though, isn't it? It's a bit
but he's done all that before. He's
like, for me, it's like he's done what? He doesn't give a fuck. Like,
you love him, do you?
I don't like anything that he stands for, but I love watching him in action. Like, I think he's fucking box office. Like, he's a box office bollocks. Like, but I mean, like, what? Like, is he not? Is he not entertaining? Like,
but what would be radical for him is to not do something that's just like as in every.
Well, you want your state leaders to be stately and to be balanced and to listen.
I'm not worried about that. It's just like this kind of like he's just having a pop off everyone non-stop.
I'm with Sully on this one, actually. I no longer, I know what you're saying, that in the first term, because I'm a kind of a disruptor mentality, I was like, get him in there, he'll shake it all up, like, even though I detest his views, but like, he'll be the guy who will kind of like make the whole thing blow up and then we can rebuild it kind of thing. Now I just find him kind of tedious. I think there's something like predictable about walking out of interviews and stuff. You're just like, and even if there was some kind of vague reasoning for it, but now we're at the stage where I think even his trusted followers would have to agree that he's just telling somebody they're fake news because they're like pushing back on him a little bit. Yeah. You know, so like I do find him a kind of and also I think the rock star cool thing is no longer kind of selling when it's so obvious that he's kind of Israel's bitch. Like, before it was clear to us that he was doing Netanyahu's bidding, we could kind of go, oh, this guy's totally like against the system. But he's actually embedded in the system. Yeah. He's benefiting from the system financially. He's a man of the system. He's a kept man. And I reiterate, he's Israel's bitch. Next topic.
Hashtag hotel.
Sully.
Actually, one second now.
Yeah, one second. No, you're up.
Hashtag hotel. You're up, brother.
But I like to think of something vaguely smart to say while Sully is
we know your little parlour tricks.
You can't
talk about a hotel, do an Airbnb or something. Do you know what I mean? But give it a fucking go.
Hashtag hotel.
Yeah. It could be hotel, it could be in Monopoly, it could be you stayed in a hotel recently, the price of hotels are going up.
I can just go off on one. Oh, that's amazing.
Yeah,
the freedom of this podcast.
The concept is...
And I'm doing the podcast for years.
Yeah, for a long time.
Years.
Millenniums.
Hotel. I love hotels.
Could
I just say that like one of the things that I really identify with Gaza, for instance. You're familiar with Gaza? Don't do that, Con. Don't do that, Con. Don't do that. Don't do that.
What?
You're better than that.
What?
You're way better than that.
This is a World Cup podcast.
The Enclave? The footballer with the Enclave. Gaza used to exclusively
want to storm out like Donald Trump?
Yeah, do you know what?
Get the fuck out.
Fake news. You're fake news. And then I get up like this. Fake news. That's a nice clip for you there.
Yes. That's all I wanted.
I love hotels. I love, because I'm a messy guy, I think there's probably something wrong with me deeply in my mind. Sully, I'm like you're.
Get your chance.
I'm teeing you up, Sul.
Get your chance.
But Gaza famously stayed in hotels because I think he liked people cleaning up after him. He found it hard to kind of manage a house and like pay bills and all that kind of stuff. I feel that way about hotels. If I could stay in a hotel long term, I would.
I would too as well.
Yeah. Do you like hotels?
Yeah, they're fine for a short while. Yeah.
But that's not what I'm saying. I'm saying the opposite. I'm saying the opposite of that.
I'm just giving my opinion. You know,
what I don't like is fancy hotels.
And the fancier the better for me.
I don't like it.
I stayed in the Hotel Europe down in Kerry, right? About 2 days before.
I don't like that place.
But you know what?
No offense, guys.
No, well,
I'd say that hardly.
I absolutely loved it.
Anyway.
It was. Yeah, they might. You never know. If you change it around there, and we'll reclip it.
Is there any Shia ownership of the place? Go on. If a Shia cleric takes it over, I might have some hope.
They have once they have a good swimming pool.
Sorry,
I missed that now.
It's the Sheeans who own it, not Sheeans. The Sheeans.
That's pretty good, like. That's pretty good. That's Donald Sheehan, I think.
Donald Sheehan.
Just Tony Sheehan. Yeah.
Go on.
5-star for me, man. The swimming pool, the library.
Not a mention of the World Cup yet.
Yeah.
Well, we're only 25 minutes in.
True.
We're boycotting it anyway.
You're boycotting the
No, as in like we're
Europe Hotel. No, that the Sheens have it.
No, as in I don't know.
We have
Keep
to
going,
move on. We have to move on. Hashtag El Nino. El Nino. So I'll start with you.
Oh yeah.
We're trying to be snappy on fucking track.
El Nino, the weather, great. We love talking about the weather.
Kind of
it's going to be hot in Europe because of El Nino. It's going to be hot.
You heard it here first, guys.
Like even though El Nino's in the South Pacific, it will impact us here as well.
Yeah, heats up the water and the air pressure.
So like it will. If you're thinking of booking your holidays for continental Europe, think again.
Do you like continental breakfasts?
I saw a very good sketch on continental breakfast with
the boys,
the two boys.
Yeah, very good.
Very
Which
funny.
two boys?
Are our algorithms kind of matching up? Is it like
Are they going out with each other?
Because like I'm watching all their stuff and I haven't seen their stuff in like years, but it's all over my algorithm now at the moment.
What are they called again? I can't think.
Key and Peele.
Key and Peele.
Oh, Key and Peele.
Key and Peele.
Oh, yeah.
Key
and Peele.
That was very good. Continental breakfast.
Very good. Very good. The more I watch them, the more I'm just like, I miss. I miss
a bit of
doing
silliness.
comedy. I miss silly comedy. I'm just going to say that out
silly
there.
Comedy.
Yeah, if anybody wants to contact me about any silly comedy, let me know.
Get on to Tig if you want to do a bit of silly comedy.
Yeah. Email me in Farsi.
In who?
Read a book, will you?
That concludes Trending Topics with Cornelius Patrick O'Sullivan.
Take a chance to talk about the weather, or
talk about El Nino.
Yeah, I agree with Sully. Yeah, keep going.
It's going to be hot.
Yeah.
Guys, this is a hard-hitting podcast. I only ask the hard-hitting questions. I'm not going to hold tough. I'm not going to hold back even. I might hold tough, but I'm not going to hold back. All right? So the first question, I'm going to throw it out. Sully, I'll start with you, all right? But I'll be directing it on to you then.
I love it.
Okay? The 2026 World Cup has 48 teams and 104 matches. At what point is bigger better?
Not this point.
Yeah, this is as big as it's bigger than it needs to be.
Yeah.
Because like you've the two teams coming out, and then as well as all the groups and the two winners, you've third place playoffs coming through as well. Like so it's a ridiculous amount of games. Like
Sorry, man. Sorry.
I don't think I'm ever going to see these lads again.
Minding babies.
I agree with
so
Sully.
it's just money. Kind of what's like. It's even worse for Ireland that there's so many countries. There's nearly more countries in it than not in it, and like it's just.
And they're not the best countries. This is the thing as well that I was thinking. They're not the best countries in the world. Like, no disrespect now to Cape Verde, for example, but Ireland could play them 10 times and win 8 out of the.
Well, there's a fella from Shamrock Rovers.
There is,
say that,
but he wouldn't get on the he wouldn't get on the Irish team. Like,
I don't know. Like, I think we'll all get. We'll probably all get sucked into the football, but maybe less so than other World Cups because a lot of the games will be on so late, and there'll just be so many of them on. I think, the first few weeks of it, because like then there's not even the last 16, or no, there's the second round, then the last 16 quarterfinals. Yeah. It's ridiculous, really.
I think as we've discussed before on this podcast, Con, I think greed has really tarnished, I think, a lot of what's good about football. And when we were kids, like if you qualified for a tournament, there was something in the qualification process which I think is kind of gone now because, and I know obviously this is ironic speaking in an Irish podcast when we again have failed to qualify, but I do think the point holds that if you're going to have 40, 50, 60 teams, like, I mean, probably a third or a quarter of the countries in the world have qualified. Like, what's the point of having a qualification? And I hark back to like when Ireland qualified, this is not sustainable to have this few, but when Ireland qualified for the Euros in 88, there were 8 teams at that European Championship. Like, what a buzz for Ireland to be in the top 8 countries in Europe. I think that's kind of gone. And I feel the same about the Champions League. Like, I'm a kind of a Champions or European Cup guy then rather than the Champions League.
But you know, I tend to agree with you as well, because if you look at, we'll say, the likes of, you know, the better teams that qualify year in, year out for all the championships, the European champ, the Euros or the World Cup. There's players there. They don't get any, like, they're literally used like pieces of meat. There's too much football on television. Because, like, through it, like, that, I can't remember who wrote this poem now, but there's a line that through a chink too wide there comes in no wonder. Basically, there's like, if there's too much of something.
Sully.
Did you write that poem?
Sully's early stuff.
Is that a reference to Mary Yarney?
A lot of Sully's early poetry was about Progressive Democrats leader Mary Harney. Just, don't know if there's anyone old enough who actually get that reference, but
no, a lot of my audience would be of that vintage.
Would they?
So you'll be all right there, Sully. Fucking.
But you're actually totally right. I totally agree with that.
It's
the wonder is gone.
The wonder is gone, and it's like if you get too much of something,
it's like the perpetual kind of social media feed. It's just it's just more content for consumption.
Greed begets greed. So the greed that kind of underpins the whole thing by saying, let's have more teams and more money for FIFA. We now see that spilling over into the ticket prices. I mean, I think the ticket prices should be the scandal that should potentially bring down the current hierarchy of FIFA.
Do you know?
Because the ordinary fan can't get to the game now. Like, I mean, what the fuck is football for?
Do you know, at the start of this year, you know, my friend,
it's a working class game. Like.
It is a working class game, but my friend Peter, you know Peter, the mine guy, right? He's on the podcast here.
Big fan of his, actually.
A legend,
very talented guy.
And his wife is from Mexico, so they're going to the World Cup, right?
Yeah.
They've like accommodation sorted and all that kind of stuff because she lives there, whatever.
Yeah.
And he said, "You should go. It'll be cheap as chips, like, you know, and we'll be able to help you." So I was like, "Fucking, my kids love soccer, like, I mean, they love it." So I said to Noelle, and she was like, "Yeah, come on, let's do it. Let's do it." So we fucking Googled it, match tickets, the whole lot. It's a lottery anyway, first of all, for the tickets, right? Yeah. The whole trip now, in fairness, it's four of us, like, it would have been four of us. Flights, accommodation, tickets, food, the whole lot, to try and go to 2 games for a family of 4 was somewhere between 12 and 15 grand.
Sure, for fuck's sake.
Do you know what I mean?
That's not.
And I'd say that's modest. I'd say
and it wasn't. We weren't staying in I like hotels, as we found out.
Great.
They were not
lovely.
Thank you.
Callback there.
Callback. Thanks so much.
Professional comedians up there.
And like,
watch and learn, mate. Yeah.
There you go. Take notes, Sully. You know, for the poems. Like, if you ever like. Thank you so much, man. The poems is another little callback there, but whatever. But you know what I mean, though. Like, it's fucking. It's not. It's out of the normal person's.
Yeah,
like, the two of you guys went.
It's grotesque. It is.
When you went to the Euros,
I was just going to say that.
Yeah.
Like, the tickets were what, like 75 quid or something?
It was reasonable, all right, but there was more FIFA nonsense at that time as well, where there was this portal where you had to kind of hang out on this portal, kind of have it open all day, every day, to try and get a ticket. And that was another kind of shambolic way of.
But there wasn't the same price gouging, though. There wasn't I don't remember like losing my ring, like going to the Euros. Like,
no, it wasn't expensive, but
it wasn't expensive at all.
Yeah.
Like, so,
it was affordable to a normal 2 single men at the time, like, you know, like, who wanted to go and support their country. Yeah, and it's it's pot of shit, lads. We have to drive on. The hand of God, right? The hand of God would not happen. I'm referring to the Mexico 1986 Maradona's brilliant goal against Real Madrid. He would have been a great Gaelic footballer at the time as well.
Real Madrid.
Against England.
Sorry, I thought I was
my apologies.
Tripping out there.
Bang. Was it over? Shilton was the goalkeeper. Was that? Bang into the thing. That wouldn't happen nowadays because of VAR. Okay. This is more a thought experiment. As I was thinking about this. Is the game lesser for the types of those scenarios not being allowed to happen? Well, from a drama point of view.
And there's less Mavericks in the game.
And there's less Mavericks because of it. What do you think of it? Do you know what I mean? Like, obviously, if you're on the other side of it, you want the right call.
Yeah.
But I'm talking about the actual drama and the fucking talking points the next couple of days, the fury from the people who were on the wrong. We experienced it with Thierry Henry, lads.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, do you know what I mean? We saw both sides of it. Like, we delighted with Maradona getting that goal. And we were exploding with fury.
Maybe we delighted too much. It was just karma, like, you know?
Yeah, maybe that was it. Maybe it was.
Like, I was talking to a Spurs fan who I play 5-a-side soccer with, and he was kind of, the chat was like, there was chat about like Spurs getting relegated, and he was like, "I'm actually hoping to get relegated because I'll be able to watch matches in the Championship without having to have VAR, like, you know. So it's kind of, you know what I mean? He was kind of joking, but it was a good one, like, you know.
Yeah, but I agree
like,
with the spirit of what you're saying. But actually, on a technical point, VAR is such a nuisance. It's not making things more clear cut. Like a lot of people, like say in Scotland, there's a big push to get rid of ZAR, for instance.
ZAR.
VAR.
They hate the ZAR.
I was bring it back to Scotland as well. But you know what I mean? Like I do agree with the spirit of what you're saying. But actually, all these new technologies, they're not making the game more watchable or anything. It's not making, you know, we don't get a quicker decision, and we don't always get the right decision.
No, we don't.
So, but I think what you're saying though is you're not going to get Maradonas anymore because you're not going to be able to be using cocaine liberally, like, and still get your game with your club team. I don't think, like, and this is the homogenization of society. This
is what's wrong with society. Like,
football, like,
can't take lines and play ball, like, you know what I mean?
You can't run up to the camera anymore, like, and go off your fucking tits, like.
I mean, was he surprised? Wasn't that against Greece in '94, wasn't it? Like, what was he fucking thinking? Like, I'm going to get away with this here now.
You're not on coke, are you? It's just your eyes are kind of.
You're just roaring fucking into the abyss there, like Diego. So, what do you think, Sully? Yay or nay? We could get rid of it.
I think, like, for offsides, I think it's okay, like, you know, because if they automate it and they make it quicker, because they should be able to do that now.
Yeah.
But like the
and goal line technology, I think it's important as well for that.
Like with the kind of if they just, it's similar to the way people kind of give you, to bring it back to hurling actually, is like that the ref, like the linesmen, they either should maybe ditch VAR and just give the linesmen more power, or else they did try linesmen on the lines as well at the actual on the goal lines. So
they were so funny. Did you ever see them?
I don't know.
I'd get rid of the whole thing.
Yeah.
If it were me, I'd get rid of the whole thing because like it will balance out over the course of the season. Like you might be slightly offside, big deal. Like that's just accept that about the game. Like because I think VAR is stupid.
It is slowing it down, and it is. I don't know.
Well, like they did sort out about remember those handballs a couple of years ago where like they were given penalties for like everything and anything, you know, with a handball, and they've kind of clarified it now where you have to be intent and all this kind of stuff.
But like it's not making clear-cut decisions still. Like, I know. It's like there's so many controversial ones in Scotland this season that people are just like, can we just get rid of VAR? It's creating more problems than it's answering. Like,
it's kind of like, do you know what I find? It's very like it's like Gaelic football now as well in a way. Is every year there's some fucking change.
Yeah, just leave it alone. Like,
you know, like let's just go. We can have a rule change every 5 years, lads. Yeah. But we're going to implement these now, and this is the way it's going to go for the next 5 years, and then we'll talk about it again.
Come here, we're sounding like old lads, or are we?
Yeah.
We are.
We do have a combined age of about 130, though.
Yeah. I'm kind of bringing it down.
I think VAR will suit the American World Cup because they can take ad breaks and all that.
But this is why they're not going to get rid of it, Sully, is because all this pausing, and you've seen Nivea fucking banners on the side, like Nivea, you know, for your Nivea. Question 3, lads. From Escobar's tragedy to the Qatar human rights issues, the World Cup has often been a microcosm for all that is wrong with the world. And now, America are in charge. And are they any different? Are they any different to?
Yes, they're much worse.
Like the last 3, Russia were in the last 3 as well. Russia, Qatar, and
it was Brazil before that, wasn't it?
Brazil, Brazil.
It was South Africa. Yeah, it was Brazil.
There was a load of money thrown into Brazil as well. And
would you indulge me reading just a quick tweet from a journalist there today by the name of Nima Tavale Roodsari? He's a great football journalist.
I'm just going to distance myself from this, but yes.
Yeah. He's just saying this is before the World Cup has kicked off. Senegal and Uzbekistan squads were treated like criminals upon arrival. Africa's best referee was sent back to Somalia despite having a diplomatic passport. Iraq team photographer sent back despite valid visa. 90% of Morocco fans with tickets denied entry. 14 members of Iran backroom staff denied visas. Like, there is an unprecedented level of, I would say, kind of fascism at play here. Like, and I think the case of the Somalian referee,
Omar Artan, I think is how you pronounce his name.
Well done.
Omar Artan.
Well done. I find it appalling, and maybe I'm open to correction. I'll have a look later. I haven't seen any major figures of the game except for maybe Ian Wright. I saw Ian Wright say something. All right,
Ian Wright did,
like all the same people who were like up in arms about Qatar, nobody's saying anything. And this is just absolute, abject, open, clear-cut racism.
Yeah.
Like, the reason he's been denied entry is because he's from Somalia, and Trump personally has a problem with Somalians because there's a Somalian congresswoman who takes no shit from him.
Yeah.
Like, how the world is not standing up. And I think Infantino, whatever the fucking prick's name is, I think he's the death of the joy of football. Like it's been heading in a bad direction for a while, but like that Peace Prize thing with Trump or whatever, like I think he's made it a farce.
I used to love soccer, and I love international soccer.
I love international soccer. That's my thing.
It's my favorite. And in fairness, we always thought, but it is.
Yeah,
it's fucking entwined in fascism, as you say, and it's like there's a lot of blood and there's a lot of power and greed, and like the normal people are the people, like it's the easiest game in the world to play. Jumpers for goalposts and find the ball, and there are people monetizing it now, and they're fucking politicizing it, and
it's wrecking my head to the point where I'm just like, do I like
should we
even watch it? Like, you know what I mean?
Go to hurling and football, lads.
Are we the
sports.
kind of? Are we, like, by watching it, we're complicit? Like,
I know.
I mean?
Well, my brother-in-law, right, is a very active a guy in the pro-Palestinian movement down in Kerry. And for the last World Cup, the Qatar World Cup, he's a huge Aston Villa fan and goes to all the matches, and like absolutely incredible human being. But he loves soccer so much, but didn't watch one game in the Qatar World Cup. And I was in awe of him, actually. I was in awe of him because, like, I don't think I'll do that. And I'm much in awe as I'm giving out about it. I don't think I'll do it.
We'll get sucked into it now, and we'll be glued to it when England are getting knocked out.
Can't wait. I've questions coming up on that.
That'll get me going, all right, to be honest. Yeah.
But we have to.
England are involved. All right.
But at least,
No, I think his visa wasn't cleared. I'm happy enough he didn't get in, to be honest. What time is England on?
But all those people who've been blocked from coming in, that's only the last couple of days, though. Hopefully there will be some kind of outcry for that. Or when is all that? I know the Somalian guy was just today, wasn't it?
There's no pushback from FIFA at all on what they're doing to Iran, for instance. Obviously, I have skin in this game now because I go to all the major funerals there.
Are you going for Iran to win it?
Of course.
Yeah.
You're joking.
Are Iraq in it as well, though?
Iraq or Iran, I'm happy enough. To be honest with you, like,
That brings me on to my... Go on.
Can I just say one? And I'll shut up now because I don't want to hog it. But the point there is, right, even if you hate Iran, right, and if you hate Russia, another thing that's been kind of poisoned, I think, is just a basic sense of fair play. Like, where are the football pundits saying, irrespective politically what you think of those countries, it's just unfair to say this backroom staff can't come. They're up until yesterday, the day before, they weren't allowed entry into the US. They had to like move their training camp to Mexico. Is anyone going to step in and say, like, let's park the politics for a moment? Like, this on a level of athletes is just simply unfair. Like, it just drives me nuts that they won't, nobody's got the balls to say that. Like, all these people who are complaining about Qatar.
Yeah, no, it's
I'd say it will come out because it's people are only tuning into the World Cup now, so I'd say there will be.
I hope so, man.
You're going to start there. No?
Well, if that Somalian referee, if that doesn't get overturned, like, you might as well forget the whole thing.
Lads, I have 25 minutes to wrap this
girls.
podcast up.
Girls.
You're talking way too much on this podcast.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask you.
I just make a few calls.
lads talking online again.
if you could just kind of stop talking.
Middle-aged
Question 4, right? Who's going to win it? It's the first actual soccer question. Who's going to win it? Who do you think is going to win it? So, like,
if I had to put money, I would say Spain.
I have a different answer.
Oh,
but that's they're why Spain?
I know they're kind of obvious favourites, but they
are favourites. They're actually favourites for us.
But they're just the most likely because they have the track record of playing well in tournaments. They have the style of play.
They won the Euros.
They have the style of play where they play as a team, even if they always manage to bring Real Madrid and Barcelona players together and still play well. Whereas like other favourites like France and England, they probably aren't as able to get the stars to kind of.
Well, their manager as well is involved with an awful lot of those players over the past decade as well, and there's like a kind of a fodder, like a kind of an Alex Ferguson kind of vibe that he has with them. So they are rightly favourites.
I know it's the obvious thing, like, but yeah.
And Yamin Yamal is like undoubtedly one of the greatest footballers.
See him win it, actually. Yeah.
So they're definitely. They're definitely in the conversation, so you wouldn't be, you wouldn't be risking your €100, I suppose. Like, you'd be a good solid bet. Ty, who do you think?
Weirdly, I fancy Ronaldo, or I fancy Portugal in spite of, not because of Ronaldo.
Wow.
Because I think what I could see happening from my limited understanding of their preparations and Martinez and the kind of pressure that they're under there is that they would probably have to let the Portuguese play without him for large chunks of the games and even say most of the group stages. But then you also have him to come off the bench, say. My understanding, anyway, I could be wrong from the one or two articles I've read.
Is he that type of person to sit on the bench, though?
I think at this stage he's agreed to it.
I think he's accepted he's not going to play every minute of every game.
I think that's
so
marvelous.
What a player to bring on if it is tight, like, and you can start putting up for corners and so. I mean, the man is a winner. He's still an unbelievable threat from dead balls and all that kind of stuff. So if he's managed, if he can find a way to manage his ego, I could see Portugal, and also I'd say just psychologically, it's probably his last chance. That's obviously his last chance to win a World Cup. I think they're a good bet.
They'd be an interesting bet. I'd say you get a higher price now for Portugal than you would for Spain. I'd say you could get maybe 7 or 8 to 1 of that.
Iberian final, they're potentially on it. Like Portugal are actually potentially on the easier side of the draws. Like Spain, you could have Spain, France, Germany, Netherlands, all kind of running into each other on one side. So
I just feel like Messi won it the last time. Who could rule out Ronaldo? Ended a career.
Infantino
did it all. Then
I have
exactly.
I have 2 teams. I'll stick my thing to the mass there now in a second. But the 2 teams that I think that might do well are, I think Brazil. I actually think Brazil will do well because Ancelotti is an unbelievable manager. I think they've got phenomenal forwards. They've got a great goalkeeper. They've got 2 unbelievable centre halves.
It'll be their time again, actually.
And the weather might suit them as well. And your man is back. I know he's not playing phenomenal now, Neymar, but he's back and he's kind of like, he could very much be that Ronaldo, bring him on.
He's a big game player as well.
And he's a big game player. I don't think they'll win it, but I think they could go very well. I think the team that'll win will be France. That's who I'll be.
It's hard to look past them, all right.
Their front 4, lads.
Their whole squad
is it's disgusting. They've won it already as well.
Yeah, and they have potential to kind of fight though. You know, they
still have the Netherlands thing.
It's a long tournament as well. So that's why I'm kind of going for that team spirit because it's such a long tournament. You're going to have to.
That's the other thing with having so many teams as well. I was looking at the group stage the other day, and like most of the games I saw come up, it's like that's hardly worth watching. Like, you know what I mean? As in, like,
unless you're in it, unless your country's in it.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
Yeah, so Spain, Portugal, France. We'll see how that develops. I have to move on, lads.
England might be thereabouts.
Hopefully not.
I'd kill myself.
Neymar, Messi, Ronaldo, Mbappe, Yamal. The new, the old converge. Who will be of those players the most influential?
I guess Kane. Yeah, he actually could be.
All right.
Do we have to pick from that list? Yeah.
No. Just but what I think about those 5 that I called out, they're iconic players.
It is Yamal's time. Like he's kind of like Mbappe is kind of.
He's 27 though, son.
I know, but like he's very temperamental. Like Mbappe could be player of the tournament, or he could be kind of going home after a week. Like, you know,
can I just push back a small bit on that? No, that's like he got a hat trick in the last World Cup final. He was top scorer.
I'm not saying he's not brilliant. Yeah.
But he has had a rocky season by his standards.
He's a bit like Tipperary, as Don Logue would say. Like he kind of goes very high quickly, but he can go down very fast as well. Like,
I think so.
See the way it relates to hurling there again.
I love it.
Are you happy with that?
I love it.
Scotland too.
Well, they call him. His nickname is the Dictator. Like they're trying to get him out of Real Madrid. I'm only pushing back that when he plays with France. His game is different with France. And Deschamps kind of again has been with them for the best part of the decade. So,
but I know they're favourites. I presume they're favourites, are they?
Spain are favourites.
They're around the same,
but they're very close. They're very close.
I think the French squad, like, it looks marginally stronger. I think.
Dembele, Doué, like
frightening stuff. Like,
you know, Olise got a hat trick last night in a friendly. They're fucking Ribéry. They're very good.
Quick shout out for Scotland. I think they could reach knockout stage for the first time ever.
28 years was the last time they qualified.
I think they're good. They're good dark horses to get a good run. I think they'll just the team spirit and all that kind of stuff.
They have that Irish thing though of like you know they've got failure kind of baked into their kind of DNA. They do like we do though. Do you know like how have they they've had amazing teams throughout the years. Actually, on that quick one, look up on YouTube. I was watching it the other night. 1974 friendly between Ireland and England. Have you seen it?
No.
About 10-minute clip. Well, we're watching the Irish team. Like this is obviously way before Jack Charlton. What a team we had. Brady, Giles pulling the strings in midfield. Steve Highway, Liverpool, out left. Like man of the match.
Mark Lawrence on that team.
I don't think he played that era.
He's Scotland. Sorry, Jesus. Fucking edit
that out, yeah. But seriously, have a look at it though. Ireland kind of bossed the game, and we look way better than we did in any of the Charlton era, like whatever. So it's a brilliant sight. I think like 9 or 10 of the Ireland players on the night were in the top, like, 3 or 4 teams in the first division in England. But Giles and Brady together, it's actually kind of almost emotional watching them. Like, and Brady, you can see the English players are a bit like, fuck, Brady's very talented here. Like,
Chippy. Was there a young Eamon Dunphy at the 4?
He's on the bench probably.
Could have been.
Yeah,
I don't think he was playing, but he
ever seen Heady Socks? He was a bit of
Yeah,
a maverick,
yeah,
like
yeah,
Eamon
yeah,
Dunphy
yeah.
back in the day, like.
he was a pretty boy, like.
Pretty boy.
He's George Best in his head.
Top scorer.
I'll
You'll have to look at the
go
groups.
That's important.
Harry Kane.
Do you think? Maybe, I couldn't rule it. Although
No, he's. I know.
group doesn't look easiest, though.
That's like I don't know.
Who's their group again?
I might go Bruno Fernandes player of the tournament, or is that another question? Is it
Pull up the groups there.
I don't know if
I'll pull up the groups for you there.
top scorer?
like, are you a big Bruno Fernandes? I know you're a United fan, like Keane is lambasting him for
He had a great season,
celebrating. I think Keane, in the last podcast, you had a small bit of a go at Roy Keane, but I think after consideration, I think definitely even like I think he's been a little bit too harsh on Bruno. Like, do you know what I mean?
Totally.
He's like giving out about him celebrating assists. Like, I mean, they are a big part of the game. Like,
Yeah.
Feck of Iran's after shooting down a US helicopter there, this funeral will be postponed again.
you're hearing it live. He's actually just on Twitter there in the middle of a podcast. Let's checking his emails.
No, I'm actually trying to pull up the World Cup groups because then I'll tell you who I think would be the top scorer.
The top scorer, like I'm just going to say Bruno,
Bruno.
because like Harry Kane is the obvious one, like, but
Jamal,
Yeah.
or Jamal, or whatever his name is.
Yamal.
he's not really. Well, I suppose Bruno isn't prolific.
Well, how many games
scorer,
have you to play if you're going to
Sacha
win the
Baron
World Cup?
Cohen's character. Sorry, I'm better than that.
Way better than that, man. You're letting
That was a
yourself
low
down
point
there
for me
now.
now. Oh, who's Brazil's main man? Like, is that? Oh, that looks.
Oh,
like
Vinny,
Junior.
Vinny, yeah.
Yeah.
Vinny Jr.
That's a great group, actually.
Yeah.
Morocco, Brazil, and Scotland.
But I guess Harry
That's
Kane
watchable now, like.
is like he's like all those other strikers are kind of, even Mbappe is a running on to it. Like Harry Kane is an out striker. He's a kind of so like
Haaland.
hate
as well,
to say
like,
it.
Like
He
Norway.
probably won't get the run, like, but yeah.
Who's Germany's top striker this weather?
No, that's a
what's his
great
name?
question.
What's his name again?
Freiburg, is it? Is it Freiburg?
Yeah, I'd say we should do a lot of stuff
Yeah.
off camera. 'cause
Yeah.
in the
See,
middle of
lads, these are
podcasts-
generic questions that I thought
Yeah,
you might be able to answer. Like, who's going to be the top scorer?
You're fine, you're fine.
Fernandes. Ronaldo? We try down for Ronaldo? Yeah! Throw him down for Ronaldo. And go back to the
Messi.
I can't see him being the top scorer, but I think it could be Ronaldo's tournament, right? Look, I've made that clear. I think it's, because I think if somebody could sit him down and say, look, you can play every minute, but you might end up winning the World Cup. I think you could kind of suddenly then convince him, like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
But
they
can
have so many good players though, Portugal. Like they're individually minus Ronaldo. If they had another very good striker,
I like Leo. I think he's classed the AC
Leo.
Milan for me.
Yeah.
He's fucking very good.
Does anyone else think Roberto Martinez is a chancer? Like,
I do.
How the fuck is
I
he
do.
still getting gigs?
And he was the Everton manager for ages. Like,
Yeah.
he loves this.
Like, he's-
We all know it's a fucking football, Roberto. Like, do you know what I mean? You don't have to do that. We know what fucking the shape of a football is like. you
Like,
know?
I fancy my chances to have won something with that Belgium team.
Yeah.
Like, how did he get the Portugal gig after that run? Like,
Yeah.
like that was
And
a
there's no one
fucking-
talking about. There's interesting now because the last couple
Belgium,
of World Cups
yeah.
they've been kind of in the thing, and they still have the nucleus of that team, De
They're
Bruyne,
still-
and
they're still bringing through amazing players.
Yeah.
Like,
Lukaku and that. Is
It's interesting.
Is Lukaku gone actually? Is he?
Look, I'd say he definitely is. Yeah,
yeah, top
if
scorer.
he gets in, if he gets in.
what a
Last
frustrating
question,
character,
lads.
though. Jesus Christ.
I have two. Sorry, second last question. Last question's about England.
Emil
Penultimate.
Heskey.
Penultimate.
The Emil Heskey of the Belgium. Wasn't he? He was the Emil Heskey of the Belgium.
Who? Lukaku?
Yeah.
He definitely scored. He was more prolific than Heskey, though. Like,
Heskey was all right, man.
he was all right, but he wasn't prolific. Like, he was a good, great, good.
I'll get a
baller.
stats feeder. Go on, sorry.
Heskey was with Celtic, wasn't he?
Tickets are
Yeah.
sky high. We touched on this now, but I have to get the question out right. Tickets are sky high. Matches are spread across 3 countries. Like fans are risking, coming in. Fans and officials are risking detention just to come in the door. Is football for rich influencers and corporate suits, or is it for the normal man?
Well, it's definitely for rich influencers like us. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. I think it's. Do you know, like what I was thinking as well there, a point I was going to make earlier is like, if you're going to price all ordinary people out of the games and people have to remortgage their houses to get to games and stuff like that, are you not going to create like a shittier atmosphere in the stadium? Because ordinary people won't be able to get to the games. Like, yeah, I think the more that you make it an exclusive thing, like it just kills the spirit of the game, which I think is already happening.
Yeah.
It's already happening.
Will they get a lot of the American melting pot from the different countries going to the games, like, or the MLS fans? Probably will be filling the seats, like, but it is.
Rich people will pay. Rich people will pay the ticket prices as well. But you know, it's funny. Something just came into my head there when you were saying that. I was in Turner's Cross last Friday. My son was playing in a cup final. Dylan.
Whoa.
Yeah, the Mallowtown were playing Coachford,
Class.
right? And my young fella got to play on the carpet that is Turner's Cross.
Class, yeah.
It was maybe
Never got to do it.
maybe 150 people at the game, and obviously because there was hardly anyone at it, we could all sit in the stand in the really good seats, and we were all squashed together, and we all paid a $5 to get in to see the match, lads. Right? I brought my 2 little boys with me as well. Sorry, it was a $10 to come in, and it was a $5 for the boys. And the atmosphere and the crack. I was about 150 people there, but it was a real tension because they were playing Coachford. So Coachford's only like 15 miles, 20 miles away from Mallow. Derby, so it was a little bit of a derby going on as well. And Mallow are a new team and Coachford are 5 divisions above. But there was that little bit of a bite between the fans, but it was still kind of controlled, obviously. But you're not going to see that with the influencers or with the corporate suits. Yeah. And that's the type of stuff that we were talking about earlier in the terraces, the Limerick and the Cork fans. They're coming together. There's a few verbals, but there's no punching and
mutual
violence.
Respect,
There's mutual respect. I think that's been lost, and I think it's to the detriment of the game.
Sure, didn't Roy Keane call it fucking 20 years ago, like with the prawn sandwich?
You're spot on, man. You're spot on. He actually did.
Yeah. Who won?
Coachford won.
Pricks.
But
sorry, no offense.
I appreciate it though. I appreciate solidarity.
The amount of people I'm isolating.
My young fella's coming back from I have a bit of news actually. I'll break it there now in a minute. I'm going to be a grandfather.
No way! Oh, that's class, man. Jesus Christ. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. Go on, Dylan, bye! Go on, Dylan! The old sperm is strong in the O'Sullivan clan, lads.
He waits till the end of this mess.
Yeah. I just thought of it. And he's after saying it to the world there now, so it's grand. Like, I'm delighted. I'm so delighted. And shout out to Dylan and to Shauna. Fucking fair play to you. Love you, lads. And amazing.
But when are they due?
They're due in December now, touch wood, everything will go well now and everything. Delighted for them. But Dylan was playing and we were going to the game or whatever, but he's coming back from injury and he was like, I don't even know if I'll make the squad, Dad, you know? And then he texted me during the week, I made the squad. And I was so delighted for him because he's like soccer's his whole life. He loves it. And then it was pissing rain. I don't know if you remember last Friday, it was like a really good Irish summer now day. It was torrential rain and wind sweeping across Turner's Cross, but it didn't make any difference, lads. I have a little clip I'll show you afterwards. I got his highlights. He came on with a half an hour to go. Just the fact that he came on after coming out from injury, I was just so thrilled for him because he only found out about the baby, within the last week or so. And now for him as well, like it was it was a really lovely moment, But that's what it's about, though. That's what football, that's what sport is about. It's about family. My 2 boys came. Dylan's mum was there, and his brothers were there, and his aunts were there. I was just like, that's what it should be about. And I think the soul has been sucked out of it. And speaking of soulless. England, what's the crack? What do you think?
Brilliant segue.
What do you think?
100 years we fought you without fear.
I will fight you for 800 more.
If you stay.
But
anyway, I think the World Cup should be boycotted. Fucking disgrace.
We should just boycott hating England, you know what I mean?
What's the ideal scenario?
My life is very stressful, man. Give me that. Give me that.
The ideal scenario is already kind of teed up nicely where he's kind of left out a few of the big names. Cole Palmer. But
I think surprised.
Yeah,
wasn't he had issues with Jude all over the last 2 years, and then he brings Jude and he leaves the 2 boys.
He's bringing Jordan Henderson and some other Marcus Rashford as well. I kind of like when some of the players. I know he's.
He won a La Liga with Barcelona, but
he was kind of off the bench though, But I think he's going for the kind of workman team.
Yeah.
So
Germanic almost.
Yes.
Yeah. So I just don't know. I think Tuchel is I think he kind of got lucky with the Champions League. He's a tiny bit of tiny bit of a chancer pants, and they will just turn on him very quickly again.
Yeah.
More so he's got the least kind of
approval rating.
His head will look perfect as a turnip as well.
Well, he could be the next Graham Taylor. He could be the next Graham Taylor. But surely they give him a different root vegetable now. Come on, a parsnip. Let's let him
How inventive are the red tops? I don't know.
We'll soon find out.
So it's like, actually, I was looking at the draw. Actually, there's an app where you can kind of pick the winners, second place, and then you can kind of see the permutations.
I love to have as much time in my hands as you do. Go on.
Excuse me, man. I haven't said I had no time. I didn't look at this app at all.
True, yeah.
This is on your phone.
He only has the one case.
It's on your phone, man. Jesus Christ.
Turn on your phone.
I didn't know.
So then it like there's potentially
so you put it on your phone.
There's potentially a game like maybe actually even in the second round where England are playing Mexico in Mexico, like so like that could be a big cauldron for
in
them.
the Aztec Stadium.
Yeah, in Mexico. Yeah. So like,
but is that with England winning the group and Mexico winning the group?
I think it might like whatever it might have been like something like that. Right. Yeah,
we were looking at when we were looking at when we were looking at going to the World Cup, we were looking at tickets at Christmas, you know.
Yeah,
and it was before we'd been knocked out by Czechia, and there was a chance that we might get through, but we knew that was going to be our group. That's where Czechia are playing, and I was looking at the Azteca Stadium, I think it's called.
That's amazing.
Fucking lads. It's an iconic stadium.
That's a historic World Cup stadium.
86, there was matches there in 86.
Yeah.
Like
you're not going to a refurbished NFL fucking stadium.
Exactly. You're not going to Qatar where fucking 75 fucking 100 people died fucking putting it up. Then now it's just a wind fucking turbine, like, you know?
I can see, I don't think they will. I can see why Tuchel was doing what he's trying to assert himself and get all the like Trent isn't going actually Trent Alexander-Arnold.
That's crazy.
Like you know, just to have those like
Real
you want
Madrid,
like
right?
if you've 10 minutes to go, you want the players who can like. I know Cole Palmer didn't have a brilliant season, but he still had 10 goals and that. Like he's the kind of player who could pull something out of anywhere. Like,
But surely bring one of them, like Palmer or Foden, and like I know what you're saying about Trent, but like Foden's how many leagues has he won now? You know, and Rashford the same, and like
off the bench, but
and maybe off the bench. I take that point.
What he's done now is he's set it up so that like the press are going to be on his back from the start,
unless he wins.
I kind of respect that he's really going for it, but I have a feeling, and I am obviously an optimist about these things, but I have a feeling that Gareth Southgate was the period where they could have won something. They'll go back into the shadows for a while again now with the help of God.
So. Yeah, I hope so.
I think
much.
so. Yeah. I think so though.
I would love get in like Mexico in the Azteca. To be up 2-0 and to lose 3-2.
It's just set up for
no disrespect to any of the English
just set up for
followers
them to turn against him very quickly already. Like he's no money in the bank already. He's German. He hasn't picked some of their stars. It's a long World Cup, so then the longer it is, the more chance of something going wrong in the camp and all this kind of stuff. So
who's going to be their midfield maestro? Like without say if it's not Palmer and it's not Foden.
Anderson, the Nottingham Forest fella is going to be
Rice,
midfield. Declan Rice, Anderson, and your man from Villa,
Morgan Rogers. Yeah.
That looks a bit threadbare, like, doesn't it?
Anderson's absolutely world class.
Well, he has gone for youth. He has gone for youth and probably the maybe compliant players who play to his system. So it might work out as well. Like,
and Declan Rice is pretty fucking awesome as well. I fucking hate to say it.
He's a good player, but he's not a great player. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah. He's no McTominay. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. He's a good player. Well, he's actually quite comparable to.
They're similar players.
He probably isn't as much of a goal threat than McTominay is. Although he did clip him with a few goals for Arsenal this year.
But like in one way, Tuchel, it's kind of like he's made his play. I'm sicking by guns. That's it.
Yeah,
you got to respect that.
And then it also like takes away from the possibility of saying, "Oh, bring Palmer on, bring these people on." If they're not there, he's kind of simplified the equation a bit. Like
But, if Kane gets injured, they're fucked. Pretty much.
So they have no other.
Like Rashford is like, I know you're making the point that he's a sub, but I suppose Messi's probably going to be a sub. Neymar's probably going to be a sub. Ronaldo's probably going to be a sub.
What about the lad at Villa? What's his name again? The fellow up front of Villa is he?
Ollie Watkins. He's in the squad.
Agban Lahore.
Oh God, that brings back memories.
Gabby Agban Lahore.
Dwight York is it?
Dalian Atkinson.
Dwight York.
Ray Houghton.
I wish.
Yeah. Guys, you got to go home.
Con, it's been an honour.
It's been my pleasure. I loved every second of it.
Con, you've made an old man very, very tired.
Well, Sully, I'm sorry to hear that.
Congrats on becoming
Yeah, congrats, man. I always hoped that I'd be a granddad before you. I'm slightly pissed off there in terms of the rivalry between us. But
I'm always kind of just ahead of you when it comes to child.
You are,
kids,
yeah.
like,
You're
just
just
kids
like,
coming out,
I'm way behind.
You're way behind, so you want a cap?
I'm just.
Yeah, hurry on, baby. I'd have to have a word with my eldest there now when I get home.
Guys, if you enjoyed the podcast, please subscribe to the Fearless Digital Network. They're doing God's work. They're an amazing group here. Follow me, follow Tig, follow Sully. Sign up to Tig's Patreon, support his work. He's absolutely doing incredible stuff. Genuinely mean that. Please do sign up to Tig's Patreon if you get a chance. And like, subscribe, and all that jazz. Thank you so much. Stay in by the wall and have a great week. Good night, Irene. Good night, Irene. I'll see you in my dreams.